Something that's been really cool about this record, man, is just how everybody seems to be into it because, you know, I got my good country music people and they pick up on what's going on, man. But, you know, there's a 70s country vibe to it. But there seems to be a whole lot of the punk rock crowd are down with it, man. I don't know if it's LB's truth or what, because that song's just wide open, man. There was no rules on the record. We just did whatever we wanted. When them kids got going in the 70s, man, they weren't necessarily super proficient on their instrument. And they had cheap guitars with P90s in them, and they, you know, they made their own costumes with, you know, stick pins and stuff and cut their shirts up. And they just didn't care. And if the song lasted a minute and a half, that was good. If they just wanted to jam and everybody just get out there and beat around on each other, you know, this is pre-mosh pit. I don't know when the term mosh pit came around. These dudes were slam dancing, man. You had Wendy O. Williams and the Plasmatics and, you know, the Sex Pistols and the Ramones, Richard Hell and the Voidoids. Richard Hell, man. You know, he's a good Kentucky boy. So they were getting all this stuff going and the West Coast got going. The next thing you know, man, you got like Henry Rollins and all them people. And it was just a whole new wave. Well, I shouldn't say new wave because it wasn't new wave for sure. Which that's cool too. I mean, they had their own thing going, just very minimal. You know, you can only take so many Kansas albums to where you're produced out the wazoo and people needed something. It's the same thing Nirvana did. Everybody was just making all this slick rock and Kurt and them and you know, and even the bands before them, like Mudhoney, they were just making some rock and roll records. It's just the same thing. You expand something out so far, a wave only goes so far until it breaks. Like the universe. You know, the universe is expanded. But at some point, it's just all going to suck right back in on top of each other. And I think that's what this record is. It's part of that sucking right back in on top of each other. That's where Go West. We went as far east as we could go, so now we're going west. We're getting ready to play at Pappy and Harriet's here. We're in Pioneertown. And man, you know, all the big hitters have played here. It's just awesome to be here. Like Paul McCartney played here, and he was one of the Beatles. And the Eagles of Death Metal played here. I don't know if the real Eagles played here. They might have when they were in Linda Ronstadt's band.
I'd like to do a little song right now called LB's Truth, and don't you ever forget it.
A lot of musicians seem to be drawn to this place, man, here at the Joshua Tree. Man, up in this high desert, it's just something different, man. It's like everybody, like when you're down at this one altitude, man, everyone's brain is working this way. But then you come up here and you add the desert part to it, and then your brain has to work a different way. And evidently for the creative types, man, that's a good spot to be. You get a little bit more of this, where down here it's just a little bit more of that. And then the people who ain't got none of this, they pay their good money. You know, I mean, they're down here like this, and then they pay their money so they can find out about what's going on with that.
The Stanley Bros went nose to nose. They played 1,000,000 shows and kept them on their toes. Go! When Jimmy H took me to that place up in outer space, I still see his face. The motorhead put them all to bed, but like Libby said, they're all dead.
Hey, I'm down here where the creatures meet, man. You know, Jimmy Morrison said, I wonder what they do down there. Well, this is it. We're in Laurel Canyon. I'm at the Laurel Canyon store right here. This is where, I guess, like he wondered what his girlfriend was doing, the one that was down Love Street, and he was probably eating a lot of acid, and he was trying to figure out what was going on down here. But man, it's cool. This place is still here. And I wanted to come out to Laurel Canyon and check it all out because so much was going on out here in the late 60s. You know, poor Frank Zappa's living out here, and Alice Cooper wakes him up one day and got his band down in the basement and said, check this out. You know, just stuff like that was going on a regular basis. I mean, Graham Nash was down here. Joni Mitchell would come down here blowing everybody's minds. I guess Mama Cass had a place down here, and she was just kind of like the ringleader. And just all these musicians just moved up here, man, and it just starts this whole country rock scene, pretty much the Byrds from here. It's just incredible what happened in this whole little area right here. I'm going to be in Houston, Texas at Shoeshine Charlie's Big Top Lounge, a legendary venue downtown. You know, I think it was the great philosopher Billy Gibbons who asked the question, heaven, hell, or Houston? And if you recall, Houston had a problem, but there was a Houston solution. Well, we're bringing the rock and roll and country solution down to Shoeshine Charlie's Big Top Lounge tonight. And it may get all paranormal, or it may be abnormal. It may be completely normal. But we're going to play some good country music. We're going to treat everybody right. And now I'm going to pet this cat over here that belongs to this hotel. Half his tail's gone.
Hey, it's laid back here. Man, if you are in Dallas TX or anywhere within a 4-day drive of there, you need to get with me. On Thursday, July 20th, I'm going to be at Sundown at Granada in Dallas TX. We're going to play a big show down there. We're going to play some good country music. We're going to treat everybody right. Hey, look, it doesn't take a psychic to know that you need to come to this show. This is going to be big. We're going to the Big D, and I do mean Dallas. You got numbers?
So excited for the next one.
You ready to get right back?
Indeed we are.
Alright.
Numbers?
I'm gonna go dim the lights. And then I'll be
You know, when we may go west, I was just pretty much free to make whatever record I wanted to make. And I wanted a guitar record, because two of the best records ever made are Powerage by AC/DC and Rocks by Aerosmith, and they all come out within a year of each other in the late 70s. That's just the kind of record I wanted to make. So we got down on it. We mixed one guitar on channel left, the other guitar on channel right, put a lead in the middle. That's just how you make records, to my way of thinking. And that's what we come up with. We went back and listened to it and said, this is a cool record. So I was going to sell it just like I sell everything else, out of the trunk of the Crown Vic. And then I got the call from the people that kind of control everything, if you know what I mean. And it's like, look, I don't know if you understand. This is the most important rock guitar album of the last 30 years. It's got to be out there. So it's out there. And I hope everybody digs it. We had a good time making it, and I'll be honest with you, I still like to listen to it. One guitar on the left, the other guitar on the right. Brad and Joe, Angus and Malcolm, Jimmy and Jimmy. You know, the interesting thing is, like those Eddie Van Halen records, Ted Templeman did something real cool with him. They just put the dry signal on one side and they run it through some kind of reverb and just put the reverb sound on the other side, which is really interesting. That's what really makes those first couple Van Halen albums stand apart, man. Eddie didn't need to do left and right like most normal people. It was Eddie on the left and Eddie's echo on the right. I ain't hardly there yet.